Hello students, this segment is going to focus on the position of the classical guitar, or the way that we sit and hold the guitar in class. As you know, in class we use footstools, and we put the wooden footstool underneath our left leg so as to lift our leg up, and thus the guitar will rest on our leg right here in the waist, on the leg. The butt of the guitar here, now your guitar probably doesn't have a pickup like this on it, but that middle part of the guitar there will rest against your inner thigh right here. Now we don't want it too close, it won't work for us there, and if it's too far away that's clearly not going to work either. But somewhere in the middle there, and the same with on this leg. I'm not up close to my body, but I'm also not here on my knee. About in the middle there is where it'll fit. If you get that working, and then the guitar will drop down here. It'll drop down and hit the front of your chair unless you scoot forward, and so we need to sit at the front part of our chair so that the guitar doesn't come down and hit the chair there, but yet hangs in front of it. All of those things in place, the guitar is set now for me to lean just a little bit into it, and I need to sit up with basically a straight back. My back needs to be straight, maybe just a little forward even, so that the guitar will lean against me right here. This little part right here of the guitar I call the shelf, where you're going to rest your arm. It's going to be resting on that part. So I'll put my forearm on there. See how it, with my forearm, it just sits down on the guitar. I'm not pulling it in toward me, I'm not pushing on it, but just resting my arm on there. It sets my arm at the angle that I'm going to want. A little sideways there. We don't want our arm to be like this, coming down straight perpendicular to the strings, and we certainly don't want it to be parallel with the strings like this. See, my shoulder is hunched now, and I won't be very comfortable for long playing this way. It'll also cause me to have tension in my hand, make it difficult for me to execute a stroke correctly. So, with all of that in place, I have 4 points of contact then. 1, 2, 3, and 4. My guitar is very stable. I can wiggle that here with this hand. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall. It's just really, really good. Now this is probably not going to feel comfortable to you the first time you do it, or the second or the third. You have to do it daily over a period of time until it feels right, and it'll take some time for that to develop, for that technique to settle in for you and work for you. So don't give up. Keep at it, and keep watching yourself that you don't slip into some of these habits that we so often do. Oftentimes I see the elbow on the guitar like this, and students will be playing like that, or the bicep even playing on the guitar. We want the forearm resting on there. Okay, the right hand thumb needs to point in toward me, more or less at my heart here. The thumb is pointing in toward me right there. And that will set my hand up with this nice arch shape here where there is space between the guitar and my hand. We don't want the arm to collapse in like that. This will cause a lot of problems in the future. So keep the thumb pointed in toward the body. And I'm going to set my thumb on the 6th string, and I'm going to execute a rest stroke here with the index finger. Did you notice as I did that I didn't bend this knuckle here very much at all? It was mostly this knuckle here that did the bending. Also, pay attention to that my finger is resting on the 2nd string when I pluck that note. This is called the rest stroke because of the finger resting on the string. Now I'll try it with my right finger, with my middle finger. Index and middle. Index and middle. And that's what our first warm-up in class that we were given, to warm up on the open string. So here we go. I'll run through that and you can see the open string warm-up. It's 1st string, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Okay, so that is the way we want to practice that and get that established so that we don't have to think about it anymore. It automatically happens just like that. As I mentioned in class, a lot of the common problems I see with guitar playing involve tension, having the knuckles coming like this and pulling them away from the guitar. Avoid that and let the fingers just point down into the guitar like that and plug. See how that's working? Okay, let's talk just a moment before we're done about the left hand. Gonna have to move over a little bit. The left hand is going to be relaxed like this, as if holding the ball very gently. See how my thumb is pointed up? Yeah, pointed up there. I don't want my thumb to be pointed down like this. I call this the hitchhiker thumb. And when we get on the guitar, it'll look like this. Sometimes people will do that. They'll have the thumb going down the neck like that, and they'll be grasping the neck. We want to avoid that and have the thumb be like this, more or less up and relaxed. We also want to avoid having the pointed thumb. Sometimes we see this, where the thumb gets pointed inward and the knuckle gets very tight. All of these things cause tension in our hands, and tension, as we know, is not our friend in playing music. We need to get rid of tension and reduce tension by having relaxed hands. So here we are. The thumb is behind the neck, roughly behind the second fret or between those. And now I'm going to place my fingers onto a chord. There we are. Notice that I'm using the fingertips, not the finger pads. We need to learn to play with our fingertips. So a little closer, you want to see like that. So the fingernails are basically facing upward, and both knuckles here are bent. It isn't good to have one knuckle flat, either one, to have, for example, this knuckle bent and this one flat, or vice versa. We want to have both knuckles bent so that we have a nice, comfortable position there. If we do all of these things, then the result should be that our hands are free to just play the guitar, and then we don't spend any extra energy than we need to doing anything besides just playing while the guitar is just held there. One last note. Notice here that the head is about even with my eyes. So if I look across and the head is even, I know I'm in pretty good shape. If the head is somewhere down here, like this, well, and it's down there, then, oh yeah, I can play the guitar all right. But to get things all relaxed as they need to be, we want to have it here. Okay, so keep working on that. It needs daily exercise and practice to become natural to you. So, good luck.